Hello guys, welcome back to Salesforce Anytime channel. Did you ever had to load multiple Salesforce records into your Salesforce org? Whether be you wanted to create or update or upsert or delete multiple records. So whether you are Salesforce developer, administrator or release engineer, you might have faced a situation where you have to load a bunch of records into your Salesforce orgs, right? So what do you do in that case? Normally what I would do is actually I would install a Salesforce Apex data loader into my system, and then I would try to use that. But lately I have faced a lot of issues with using that, so that actually you would have to use the Zulu JVM for that, and sometimes it would not work. The different versions of data loader, sometimes they don't work on Windows, and also you have to install, so sometimes you might not have the installation permission if you are using a company laptop, right? And then you have to go through a lot of procedures to get it installed, and also after that it might not work. So what do you do in that case? So I have a simple solution for you. You can use actually online data loader similar to Workbench what you have. So recently I have faced a lot of issues with Workbench, so I'm going to show you a new tool which you can use to data load Salesforce records directly using online website. You don't have to actually install any softwares for that. So let me go to the tool really quick. It's PackMagix.com. so I'm going to use my developer edition org, so which is production. So I'm going to in your case, if it's a sandbox, you just select the sandbox here, and if it's a custom domain, select the custom domain. Okay, so I'm going to log in using Salesforce OAuth 2.0 protocol. So I have my username, password here entered. So once I log in, it's going to ask me to allow access. So I click on allow, and it will show up the PackMagix menu here. So if you wanted to just do a data export using SQL query, then this is the data export menu you can use to do the SQL queries. I already have a video for this if you wanted to look at this. So my previous video, you can check for that. Since the Workbench was giving some issues on the SQL query run, so I had created that video how to use this export feature. So today we are not going to talk about this. So today we are going to talk about how to import data into your Salesforce org. So we have actually 4 different operations you can perform when you import data. So one is like data insert, the other is data update, then we have data upsert and data delete. So we can talk about the data insert first. So let me click on data insert here. So the way this would do is internally it would actually use bulk API to insert the records into your Salesforce org. So first is the object name. So once I click here, I would get the option to select different objects. So if you have custom objects, you can start typing. So it will show you the object names, whatever object names you have. So I want to select the account. So the mode of insert or import operation, you want to select default is parallel, but just in case you have some issues with parallel mode with the record locking issues sometimes we get right into your org, then you can select serial mode here, which is also good, but it would execute the batches of records serially instead of parallelly. So it will take some more time, but ultimately it will execute. So I'm going to use parallel, which was a default mode, and after that you got to select the batch size. So by default it has 2000 records of the batch size. You can actually increase it up to 10,000 records, and you can decrease it if you want to. I mean, whatever size you want, right? You can decrease it also in case you are getting a lot of record locking issues, then you can decrease the batch size. So I'm going to keep the batch size as 2000 for now, and I'm going to select the file to be imported. So let me click on browse. Let me go to the documents, and this is the file I have prepared, which is a CSV file again. So you can prepare your data import CSV file as you always would have prepared, right? So one thing you have to make sure is the column headers, they must be using the API names, and if they are not using API names, that's not an issue, but I'll show you how it will work. Okay, so once I click the file, it will show me the sample data in this sheet, so you can verify you have opened the right file. So in this case, I'm seeing the accounts to be inserted are the test accounts 1 through 6, and I can see the type and I can see the website of that account. So the file looks good, legitimate to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use map fields. So if you notice, in Workbench you wouldn't get any kind of like preview of your CSV file, so which is a good thing here, that you get a preview of your file, so that's good. And then either you want to download this file again, which I'm not sure why you want to do, but again you can actually map the fields of this file to the Salesforce object fields using map fields button. So let me click on this map field. So note that you can actually use maximum of 10,000 records with this tool, which is a kind of free tier facility. You can use only up to 10,000. So I'm going to click on map fields button. Now let's see what happens. So it's saying it's mapping the fields with the Salesforce object. So as you can see here, the CSV column names, what I had was name, type, website, and I can see the object file object field names are again name, type, website. So it has automatically mapped the columns. So in just in case if you had a different name in your CSV, and then it would keep the column as blank here. So then in this case you have to select the column from the object. In this case it's account object. What is the column you want to select, right, for the website? So actually it's going to be website, so I'm going to type website again here, so I can select the columns. This is something similar to Workbench, what you had there. Yeah, so once I have these fields mappings done, then I just click on insert records. So before that, if I just want to save the field mapping, what is the field mapping I did, so I can use download as CSV button here, so that I can actually download this field mapping for later reference. So I can actually download, and I can also open it up here. So once you download the CSV file, you can open it in your Microsoft Excel. You can see the mapping is here, CSV column name, and the object field name is here. So that's a good thing. You wanted to use the mapping later on, then you can download it here. And so after everything is ready, I'm going to click on insert record. So I'm going to hope it is creating those records. So before doing that, I want to show you I don't have those records in my Salesforce org. So let me log into my Salesforce org quickly here. Okay, okay, so I've got my Salesforce org open. Let me go to the accounts. Let me select all accounts. Yep. So you can see that the test account 1 through 6 are not here. Let's back and try to insert the records here. So I'm just going to click on insert records. It says inserting records. Takes some time. Yep, so it has been successful. Yes, so you can see the records processed are 6. There's a processing time here. The records filled are 0 and the batch status is completed. So the way this will work is because you have given 2000 as a batch size, it will actually create only single batch here. So if I would have given a lesser batch size, for example 3, then it would have created 2 batches of 3 records each. So once I have this batch completed, I can actually select this batch and download the batch results. So I'm going to click on this download selected batch results, and so just in case if we have any failures, then it should show the failures here in this CSV file. So as you can see here, you can see in the results the success of the rows created, the ID if it was a new record created, and if there are any errors while creating the records, you would see in the errors column. And the good thing about this is that you would also see like which was the row from your CSV that was given for the CSV file. I mean, actually this is actually matching the results here with the CSV file, which was not the case in a Workbench. So if you had loaded some records in Workbench, you would only get this part, like the left part, and you would have to match it yourself with the CSV to figure out which of these got errored out actually. So for example, if you have got any errors in this section for this CSV, then for this CSV row, then you would have to find it yourself by the sequence number in the CSV which was the row. So that is a good thing about this tool. So it is matching with the CSV input rows. So this is about inserting rows. Yeah, so we are successfully able to insert the records. So next thing we can talk about is how to update the records. For example, we can actually use the same CSV file, or actually not the same CSV file. We have to actually use a new CSV file with the record IDs, because the CSV file we used initially, it did not have any record IDs. Let's look at that CSV file here. So you can see here this file does not have any record IDs. So let me actually export some of the records and then show you that. So let me go to the data export section and use account, and then select name, type, ID, and just in case if I want the website, but I don't actually, but okay, let me also get that since we already had it in our first file. And here let me put a filter where name in account, test account, actually test account 1 or test account 2. So only 2 records I'm going to update for the demo purpose. So let me make sure the query is correct, and I can actually see it here. The query is correct. If I want to copy it for future reference, I can use copy to clipboard. So now I'm going to run the query. Okay, so I got the results. So let me download the results using download as CSV. I will save this file. So let me go and open that file, make some changes. So let me go to downloads. Yeah, this is the file, right? So I have, okay, so I have test account 1 and 2 here, and I have the website. So let me make some changes to the website. That way we'll be sure, right, we are actually changing something. So I'm going to say test account 1. That's my first change. Obviously that's not very great change. And then I'm going to say test account 2 is my second change in this file. And let me save this again, keep the format as CSV, close this file, go back to the PackMagix home menu, click on data update, select account, since that is the object we want to do. Select the file again, which is in our downloads. This was the file, and as you can see, whatever changes we made in the file, they are visible here, the test account 11.com and 22.com. And as always, I'm going to do field mapping here. I'm going to click on map fields, and notice here it has automatically mapped the fields what we had in the CSV, and I'm changing only the website, which I kind of know, but if you don't know what is being changed, then you can keep all the files, and if you want to remove some of these columns, you can also remove that. So I'm going to keep them as is, since I know that's the same thing. And I'm going to click on the update records button here. So it's going to take a minute. It's going to create a batch of records in the backend, and you can see the batch ID here, the batch job ID here, which you can refer just in case if you want to in your Salesforce org. So I'm going to, so I can see now the batch results here. So there was only one batch created, records processed are 2, which was successfully processed, and I can select this batch of records and click on download selected batch results. So it will download the results, and you can see I can save the results. If you want to open the results, you can just go to the downloads and see. So these are the update account batch results, and I'll open that. So good thing is that it will show you row by row the results, so it can show you the errors if any for given row, and you can see the both of those rows are successfully updated, and you can see the test account 1 has and then test account 2 has been updated with the new website here. So if you want to verify this, you can either go into the UI, or I can show it in this also. So let me show it in the data export SQL itself. So this is name and type, and then ID. Oops, we want the website as well, right? So website, and I say the name, test account 1 or test account 2. Okay, let's see, those got updated. As you can see, those have updated actually in this Salesforce environment. So that's what I want to tell you about data update. So next thing we'll check about is data upsert, and then data delete. Okay, so we'll talk about data upsert now. So let me go to the data upsert menu here. So here you got to select again the object name for which you want to do data upsert. So data upsert is a thing, if you don't know about it, is it works on the external IDs in Salesforce. So that is used mostly when you get some data from outside of Salesforce, which is like don't maintain Salesforce ID, and it has a different external ID which is maintained in the Salesforce as an external ID field, so that you can use it. So normally that would be an external ID field created inside your account object. For example, it would be named as external account ID as an external ID, and it might be unique ID, because if you want to use that as a Upsert, then you need it as a unique ID in Salesforce. So in this case, I'm not going to show you with the explicit external ID, but ID also actually is kind of an external ID that I know. So I'm going to use ID to update those records. So let's go back to the same file what we had, and I'm going to use the same file, and I'm going to make some changes to the website again to show the Upsert is working here. So let me just do it like 111, which is not ideal, right? But just want to show you as an example here, and just make it 222 here. Yes. Save it, go back, yep, and then select the file again here. So as you can see, we can see the updated file here, and let me just map the fields again. Yep, so we got the fields automatically mapped. So ID is the external ID field what we have given here, so we already have got that covered inside our file. In case you have any special field for external ID, then you can use that field and map it here. Okay, and then I can click on Upsert records. Hopefully this works. Yep, so we got the batch created, the records processed are 2, and we can download the results and check if this got processed successfully. So if there were any errors, then we would have seen the errors in the download results here. So download Upsert account batch results, so I can see it, open it here. And as you can see, there are no errors actually here, and I can also see the rows which got upserted, which means updated using the external ID, which is the ID field we have used in our case. Okay, so if you want to see those got updated, I can actually go back and again show you that. So let me show you only single account here. So you got ID, name, type, and the website. Yep, I'm going to add the fields, and then I'm going to say name equals to test account 1. Yep, so we got the 111 in here, so which means that got updated. So the second record also has been updated. So this is what I want to show you about data upsert. So next thing we're going to talk about data delete. Okay, let's look at the deletion of data. This is bulk deletion of multiple records. So let me click on the data delete menu here, and let me select the object which I want to delete, which is account object again. So I can use some of the records which I have used and which I have created. So I want to delete those, right? Let's see. So I can use any of these, right? Yep, so I can delete these test account 1 and test account 2 using the same file which you used to update the file, to update the accounts. So let me go back here, use the same file here. So one thing we have to make sure is that you got an ID of the record which is being deleted in your file. So we already got the ID, the Salesforce ID. I'm going to click on map fields. Yep, so you have to make sure that you don't select any other fields when you are deleting, so because only ID is required in case of delete operation. So I'm going to click on delete records here, and I'm going to see I'm going to wait for a minute to see if those got deleted. Yes, so you can see the batch results now, and you can see the batch is completed, the records process are 2, and I can actually download the batch results. Yeah, I'm going to save this batch results. I'm going to check it again. So delete account batch results, open it. You can see for each record it has given the results. So this has been successful, both of the records got deleted. So we can verify this by going into the SQL data export again and see if the test account 1 and 2 are deleted. So let me open the data export, select account, select name, type, ID, and just say name in test account 1 or test account 2. So it should not display any results when I run the query. Yes, so those two have been deleted, so you can see 0 rows here. So this is what I wanted to show you in this video about how to use online data loader using this PackMagix tool. So you can use the insert operation, update operation, or upsert operation, or delete operation for multiple records being imported and being inserted, updated, or deleted from your org. So thank you very much for watching this video, and let me know if you have any comments, feedback about this video. Thank you very much. Bye.